Okay.
There you go. There's your slice.
113 yards. That's pretty good.
Good shot.
It's part of the family. My grandfather's the founder, my father's the chairman. So growing up, Yonex was always around us and it was very busy. I remember moving back and forth between the US and Japan every couple years with my father's work. But also, you know, most of our family vacations were actually business trips. There were tennis tournaments, badminton tournaments. So we were always exposed to sport and it was always around and we were always busy. It was a lot of fun, but then also, I guess I didn't know what another kind of childhood or living in another family would be like. So that was kind of the norm for us. I didn't think I would become president. I knew I wanted to make an impact on some level in the company. Just looking back at, especially what my grandfather has built, you know, the brand is now 76 years old and he started the company right after World War II and grew it into a global brand. So he had just like an entrepreneurial and engineering mind, and then my father came in with more of a marketing mind. And grew the company more global. So big shoes to fill, but yeah, looking forward to what I can bring too.
So in 2022, you moved to Tokyo to become the president of Yonex right after having your second child. What was that like?
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind, a blur for sure. I had my first child actually in 2020, so I was, you know, became a first-time mom. Soon after, then I became pregnant with my second child, and then finding out that I was elected as president. So all of these things happened while I was in the U.S. Still during COVID. So you know, moving to Japan with trying to figure that out while I was on maternity leave. Was definitely a challenge. I couldn't have done it without, you know, my family and my team here. They helped a lot, but now we're settling in, trying to find our groove, and you know, doing, in terms of settling into Japan, it's the little things like opening bank accounts, getting your cell phone sorted. So, you know, we're excited for the move. It's been a crazy challenge, but at the same time, because I did, you know, grow up here. Just say walking my son to school, it's the same street that I used to walk every day, or the parks that he plays at, or the parks that I played at. So it's kind of surreal being able to, you know, have that experience as an adult where I had the same places I was at as a child, but being able to show my kid while learning about business in Japan. So it's been fun. It's been different.
When we visit the racket factory or the string factory, or pretty much anyone here at Yonex, one thing that we feel sets Yonex apart is the attention to detail, the craftsmanship that goes into the product. Is that the same for you?
Yes, I think that's truly what sets us apart, is our care for the product and the quality, because we know that's what makes the difference ultimately on the court. And you know, we have the lens of and the culture of monozukuri, where we really perfect the process, the manufacturing process and the care, and across it, even in our research and development. But it's checking if every, you know, string is the proper gauge across the whole thousands and thousands of reels, or you know, having over 50 checks on our rackets to make sure that there are no imperfections, the weight is the same, and that's ultimately so, you know, you can go on the court and be confident that you can play your best on the court. Because if there's any variance, even in, say, you know, the 120 gauge string, if it's, you know, 122, then that's a different quality and that'll affect how you might play on the court. So all those, you know, checks, and then our process in terms of how we craft, say, the graphite sheets together, it's very much part of Yonex, and I think that's what sets us apart. We don't cut corners, and that's something that we will, continue to do, because once we stop doing that, or say, do less checks. It might seem like a lot of checks, but if we do less of that, then, in the end it affects the customer, and we don't want to do that.
Alyssa, what do you hope to achieve as president of Yonex during your tenure?
I hope to keep on my grandfather's vision. I think it's just such a solid base and core, where basically we're trying to make the best product, the best quality for the customers. And in the end, we want the customers, whether they're just starting out in the sport or the best in the world, to have fun and play their best on the court or on the course, wherever they are. So that's really the core that I want to continue. And I think the challenge there will be making sure we don't cut corners, because that's where, if we start cutting corners and scaling back on our quality, that is not what my grandfather's vision was. So continuing that on, and also a big part of his vision, and this comes from him, starting the company after World War II and seeing all the tragedies during the war. He found really truly hope in sport, where people, regardless of where you're from, what language you speak, you can play together and there's joy. And I think we're all here because we love tennis and we love the feeling of playing tennis. So he wants to be able to spread that to people around the world, and if they don't have access to sport, being able to provide that opportunity. So while I'm president, I hope to keep his vision going, but also just spread it wider, so more people can enjoy sport.